Hello guys, welcome back to another lovely trading video. In this one we're going to be doing some stock analysis, and today it's going to be on INDP. Going to actually start doing some more small cap analysis, as I have noticed that they tend to do a bit better, more people want to see it. So we'll do those unless there's any big movements in the large caps, and then I will do that. But with INDP, the reason I picked that is TYRA, not much analysis to do, it recently IPO'd, and GSKY, I'll quickly show you, it wasn't really a gapper today. It was instead just kind of popped up, as you can see here, and didn't really move on the day, so pointless again really to do any analysis on it. It could just be a stock split that hasn't yet updated on the charts. So we're going to do on INDP because it's the only one that we can really, or the biggest gap that we can do a technical analysis on. So quickly on the chart, you can see obviously that we gapped up, well, once the day opened we moved quite a large amount. The chart is kind of annoying me. There we go. So around 100, or up over 100% today. At its peak, probably around 150%. Now, firstly, why did it not continue going up, and why did it fall? And to get these levels, you could have gone straight onto the standard deviation if you had it, and you could have seen exactly where these kind of key levels were, and most likely you would get pullbacks or either the reversal point. So we'll plot in all these support and resistance lines on standard deviation, and then we can go back onto the chart and see where these levels were. Okay, so we had some levels here, you can see tested, paused on it, did a small pullback before continuing up. Again, came into this resistance, pulled back, bounced off the lower resistance or deviation and continued up. Then kind of just waited for the 9 EMA to catch up before then again continuing. Here we didn't even really have a pullback, we just broke through with strong momentum. And then at our final deviation, which was the 4th deviation on both the daily and the 4-hour, the move finished. Reason for that, and as you'll know if you watch my videos all the time, is you don't really ever see stocks going past this 4th deviation. Reason for that is it's just such an oversold territory that even retail traders are just going to be selling it most likely to lock in profits, because it is just very extremely overbought. I mean, at the peak we can see even just from VWAP alone it was 50% away from the VWAP, which I mean is incredible. So you usually know if it's coming into the 4th deviation and that overbought from the VWAP, it is most likely going to get a strong pullback, and that's exactly what happened. We started pulling back, and again kind of struggling at each of these deviations on the way down, but carrying on breaking through. Now it's back at $10, so what do we see happening with it? So going straight onto the standard deviation chart, we can see that we have come back into a normal territory. So for INDP, anywhere from $5.50 to around $14.40, or actually kind of $15.75, is all considered a fair-ish value. So when it's trading within here, you don't usually see extreme moves because it's considered more fair value. So now what are our price targets? Firstly, we created a gap down here. So that's going to be the first thing we're going to be looking at, because this gap will get filled. So we'll just be waiting really for INDP to keep continuing down, and this gap is going to get filled. So you can usually just be bearish on it until this gap gets filled. Then what are some other key levels? As you can see with the gap fill, what lines up quite closely is the 1st deviation on the daily, so that most likely this will provide a bounce area. However, as the gap fill is right below it, we may gap fill before doing that bounce, but most likely at this $7 level we will get that bounce, or a bounce at that level. And as we've done such a strong pop and have become very overbought and now starting to become oversold, what usually happens when stocks become very overbought, they then get very oversold. So we would most likely continue further down and break into the 52-week low, and probably come down and test this 550. From this 550, it's a bit of anyone's kind of guess where it will go. We could continue, we will most likely get a bounce off this level, but from there we don't really know if it will stay bullish or stay bearish. All we can say is that there will most likely be a bounce at 550. So that's all the analysis we can really do on INDP. I mean, we're probably not going to be looking at it in a week's time, because then there's going to be new gappers to look at. So that's my analysis on INDP. If there's anything you think I missed out, let me know, and I can cover it in a future video if you want. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you in the next one, and that's it. Peace.